Madam Sahiba Qafarova, Speaker of the Milli Majlis from Azerbaijan. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Honorable Speakers of Parliament, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and privilege for me to greet you all on behalf of the Parliament of the Republic of Azerbaijan to the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament. I would like to express my gratitude to the leadership of the Interparliamentary Union for their dedication and tireless efforts. Thanks to them, this conference has become a meaningful and impactful platform for a dialogue among parliamentary leaders, helping to shape the direction of our future interparliamentary cooperation. Colleagues, since our last conference, the world has undergone significant change, and unfortunately not for the better. At our previous conference, we focused largely on the COVID-19 pandemic and ways to respond to it. Today, the number and complexity of global challenges have only grown. These challenges demand immediate and decisive action. Yet, in many cases, the lack of coordinated responses has allowed these problems to worsen and overlap. As a result, the world is now more divided, less peaceful and less prosperous. At the root of this troubling reality is the erosion of effective international cooperation and solidarity, the very foundation of multilateralism. We are drifting away from the principle that only through collective action and joint responsibility we can overcome global threats. Dear colleagues, there is no doubt that a strong and inclusive multilateral system led by the United Nations has the potential to offer real and lasting solutions. However, discussions on how to reform the United Nations system continue. One thing is clear. Any reform must result in a system where all nations, not just a few, have their voices heard, where international law is respected, double standards are rejected, and decisions taken are truly implemented. Only under these conditions we can achieve the goals of peace, justice and prosperity for all. Honourable colleagues, in this context, the growing role of parliamentary diplomacy is more important than ever. It is encouraging to see the commitment of our parliaments to multilateralism and cooperation. Our active participation in the work of the IPU, including this very conference, reflects our shared vision and determination. I especially appreciate the IPU's close cooperation with the United Nations and its efforts to bring the voice of parliaments into the global conversation. However, we must go further. National parliaments should become recognized stakeholders in the multilateral system because it's our people who are most affected when that system fails. As their elected representatives, we must be directly involved in renewing multilateralism. This will make the system more democratic and responsive. One practical step forward could be to initiate interparliamentary dialogue on reforms that better reflect the needs and interests of our citizens. Distinguished colleagues, achieving peace, justice and prosperity for all requires more than institutions and agreements. At its core, it's about building trust, confidence and mutual understanding between people. We must embrace diversity, not as a source of division, but as a strength that brings us closer together. Encouraging dialogue between cultures plays a powerful role in realizing our shared goals. In this context, I would like to mention the World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue, which is part of the Baku process launched by the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev in 2008. This forum has been recognized by the United Nations as one of the leading global platforms for promoting intercultural dialogue. I would like to highlight that during the 6th edition of the forum held in May last year, our Parliament organized an interparliamentary conference, adding a valuable parliamentary perspective to these discussions. With that in mind, dear colleagues, I would like to encourage the IPU to include intercultural dialogue as part of its future agenda and activities. Thank you for your attention.